Hello and welcome to another episode of AWS Cloud Bytes. I'm your host Bhavesh Kumar. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click the notification bell icon. This is a news update episode. Let's cover today's top news headlines. The first news is coming from AWS Neptune. Full text search, non-string indexing for AWS Neptune. Now, AWS Neptune now supports searching of new data types such as numbers and dates in addition to strings when using full text integration with Elasticsearch. So just to give you an update, Elasticsearch is now called OpenSearch, Amazon OpenSearch Service, which is version 7.10.2 of Elasticsearch. They have renamed it. Now this improvement will allow Neptune customers to replicate non-string values into the AWS OpenSearch or the Elasticsearch cluster. And the good thing is I don't know if you have used it, but I have been Elasticsearch user since 2013. And the way this service has grown, it is one of the best search services that I have used. And I've built a lot of enterprise level applications using Elasticsearch. It's a really good news that they are allowing you to have a full text search. Whatever data you have in your database, in the Neptune database, will now support full text, which will allow a very granular or in-depth search on the content stored within the Neptune. And for those who don't know about Neptune, Neptune is it's a graph database that you can consider a social media platform like Facebook or LinkedIn. They all work using a graph structure. And Neptune is a graph database in this case. Moving on to the next news headlines. The next news is coming from Amazon EMR Studio. Amazon EMR Studio is now HIPPA eligible and High Trust certified. HIPAA is Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, while High Trust is Health Insurance Trust Alliance. EMR Studio is an IDE that allows data scientists and data engineers to develop and visualize data engineering or data science applications, which is primarily written in R, Python, Scala, and PySpark. So with this eligibility, in all regions where EMR Studio is available, a lot more applications can utilize EMR Studio, which were not allowed to do it just because of the restrictions coming from HIPAA and High Trust. So with these two eligibility in pocket, EMR Studio will have much more usage in areas where it is required, as well as with these two certifications under their belt, this ID can be utilized by a lot more scientists and engineers. Moving on to the next news headlines. Backup compliance with AWS Backup Audit Manager. Now, this is a new feature of AWS Backup that will help you monitor and evaluate compliance status of your backup that meets the business and regulatory requirements primarily. This will enable you to generate a report, and you can give that report to auditors so that they can certify that the information or the backup that has been taken is adhering to whatever the requirement or legal or business requirements are. Now, AWS Backup is a fully managed service that provides you a policy-driven backup, or it can give you a restore of application, basically allowing you to protect your data at scale by removing the need of having any kind of a custom scripting or manual processes. The customer, however, still need to have their own tooling for verifying if the backup policies are enforced or they're adhering to whatever the requirement is given by any kind of regulator or auditor. Now, with this audit manager in picture, you can continuously and automatically track your backup activity. You can track changes to your backup plan, your backup vault, and you can generate an automatic daily report also if required. So this provides you the AWS Backup Audit Manager provides you a built-in customizable compliance report or compliance control. And it will be really helpful for people who need to have this kind of reporting structure, which was custom built, now already available within the AWS infrastructure. So pretty good service, I would say, and it will be really helpful for people who are looking for some kind of a compliance around backup, some kind of policy that they want to implement around their backup. Moving on to the next news headline. The next news is coming from CloudFormation. Retry Stock Operations from the point of failure. This is one of the biggest advantage that I see, or one of the biggest feature I would say that has been introduced in recent times. Because what will happen is usually if you have an issue with your CloudFormation template, it will roll back until you want to just don't allow it to roll back. And then you have to rerun the whole script, recreate the overall stack with all the resources that are mandatory for the second step or the third step within the stack that you're creating. Now with this, you can retry from the point of failure. Wherever you failed, you can get that information. In using that information, you can fix the issue that is not allowing your stack to move forward. And from there, it can just continue without rolling back the overall progress and recreating the whole stack. So I would say this is going to be really helpful service for people who generate a lot of infrastructure using all this CloudFormation templates. We use CloudFormation as well as we have SLS and also Terraform scripting that we are using. So a lot of things that we're using under the hood converts to CloudFormation template when we are running it on the AWS. Moving on to the next news headline. The next news headline is coming from Redis, introducing Amazon MemoryDB for Redis. So MemoryDB is a new variant, I would say, or new implementation of Redis. AWS provides two managed services for Redis. One of them is Amazon MemoryDB. The second one is Elastic Cache. The Elastic Cache has two different implementation. One is Elastic Cache for Redis, and the other one is Memcached. So what is MemoryDB for Redis? If you look at the picture, you'll find like it is all in memory. It's primarily the way a real Redis was set up. If you go to the open source Redis, it is an in-memory database of key value pair or any data type that you want to store within the value section. With this in-memory database, what is happening is one, it is going to be pretty fast. It's going to be sub-millisecond single-digit latency, or the read and write performance will be extremely fast. Also, you'll have the performance will be much better than the Elastic Cache for Redis because that still takes some kind of persistent storage and then uses that storage. So there will be a latency in pushing and pulling data off a storage disk. But in this case, this is a new variant. If you need something that is really fast, durable, and it is compatible to Redis, which means it is again a name value or key value pair basically that you store. And if you need this for any caching needs or any kind of single digit latency, then I believe this is a really good option that they have introduced. It has been there for a few months now, but really good addition to the overall Redis infrastructure. This is the end of the episode. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and press that notification bell icon for future updates.